Question is about child sex abuse. It's in the name of Assemblymember Twycross.
Thanks, Fiona, and we've discussed this a couple of times. What is absolutely right, and I completely agree with you, is that anybody who comes into contact with, anybody who's aware of a crime of the type that you're describing, of possible child abuse on their premises or whatever, should report it. In my view, they have an absolute legal obligation already to report it, and there is lots of statute on aiding and abetting and that kind of thing, which means that accommodation providers such as hotels or BnBs, if they know that abuse or grooming is taking place on their premises, they should be able to report it. The question I think that you're digging into is should we be following the I think it's the NSPCC who want a particular new offence of failing to report abuse is what you're on, and we are looking into that, and we're trying to see whether that makes legal sense in view of the statute that already exists. We have, as you know, already Operation Make Safe, so that people who might be coming into contact with this kind of appalling stuff, hotel staff, cab drivers, those sorts of people, are aware of the issues, and they are aware of their duties to report what they become aware of.
Okay, I mean, the specific reason I wanted to raise it was because of some of the information coming out of recent cases of child grooming in Rochdale, Kirklees and elsewhere, which have actually highlighted hotels and bed and breakfasts as being a particular issue, not least because hotels, I mean, you mentioned the sort of the lack of specific legal duty, but currently hotels don't have a specific legal responsibility to register anyone on their premises who's under 16, and they don't need a specific licence to operate unless they're licensed to sell alcohol. And they've got no specific duty, as mentioned, to report suspected child abuse. And in Kirklees, police have actually undertaken to visit every hotel in the area. Every hotel. Yeah. To inform hotel owners of the signs to watch out for, which may indicate that child sex abuse is taking place on their premises. And obviously this would be a massive undertaking in London, where we've got thousands of such premises. But actually the very number of premises makes this an issue that needs to be considered. And I just wanted to make sure, I appreciate you're aware of the NSPCC recommendations. I wanted to make sure you're aware of what I view as quite a sensible approach recommended by Lisa Nandy MP, who's requested a cross-departmental working group to look into this issue specifically. And she's proposing that representatives from the hotel industry, child protection experts and others should be formed to identify ways in which the law, practice and regulation could be strengthened. And given that I'm sure you agree with me that we should take every action possible to ensure prevention of child abuse, will you write to the Home Secretary urging her to establish a group? Because I understand that she's slightly reluctant to do so.
Well, I'll certainly take advice on that and have a look at that. I think that it is very, very important that people are aware of these issues, and the MPS puts quite a lot of money into training people to recognise signs of child sexual abuse and exploitation. I think we've trained 3,000 staff to recognise this. We also provide funds through the London Crime Prevention Fund, and where we've got a pilot study in 5 London boroughs, in Croydon, Hackney and Greenwich, Kensington, Chelsea and Waltham Forest, to focus on child sexual exploitation. I mean, I'll look at the proposed letter. If you'd be kind enough to send it through to me, and we'll study it and see what use we can be. I mean, what I must be just clear. I don't see any point in having. If it may be that it is decided that the existing statute is good enough, and what we need to do is make people aware of their their legal responsibilities.
Yeah, and I think this is why a working group would be quite useful, because that could actually look into whether it was just sort of application of existing law or whether something new was required as well. And it's also occurred to me that because of your responsibility for policing, and obviously you've got the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime, it is something that you could look at whether it would be appropriate for us to have something specific from MOPAC in terms of working group that would look specifically at this issue for London.
I'm sure that's a good subject for for MOPAC work, and I'll ask Stephen Greenhalgh to have a look at it.
Thank you.